Yeah, I think the first time I noticed something might be a little bit different was in his first grade year. So we had a tutor working with him, a retired teacher working with him. And at some point she said, Colin is very, very bright. He's got an out-of-this-world oral vocabulary. But I think maybe he might be a little dyslexic, is how she said it. And I think you should have him evaluated.
You could almost tell when she was trying to read that the words were moving around on her. Mm-hmm. Like there would be a word that was maybe at the beginning of the sentence and she would like move that towards the end of the sentence, mm-hmm. or mix things up or combine words. Right. It just like throughout that entire process, it just really became apparent that there was a little bit something extra going on that mm-hmm. wasn't just her like not learning how to read. Mm-hmm.
As much as he enjoyed school and topics and stuff like that, he seemed very resistant to homework assignments, and it was kind of a struggle just to get through some stuff that didn't seem particularly, hard.
And there was one day where he said to me, and he was in tears, and he said, I feel like everybody else is a tree growing, and I'm still a seed in the ground. Well, he would say he was dumb and stupid all the time, and you don't want to hear your kid saying that about themselves. So it reached a point where I could see that he was really just suffering.
And then the school said that they were going to test, and then that kind of just fell through the cracks. And I think we equally were growing frustrated. So what I do when I'm frustrated, I tell my story. I started talking to people, and I found somebody that had their child tested, and I made a phone call, and it's like the best decision I ever made.
Colin never got an IEP. So after his first grade year, we had him evaluated by a neuropsychologist who diagnosed him with dyslexia. And when we got that dyslexia diagnosis, I reached out to the principal and I said, hey, he's been diagnosed with dyslexia. I'd like to have him evaluated by the school for an IEP. And then they finally did an evaluation at the end of the second grade year. And they concluded that he'd made too much progress. And so they said that meant he didn't qualify for an IEP. And they also denied him a 504. So he got no services.
I'd say the frustrating part is the student has to fail so much along the way and prove that they're failing instead of just identifying the problem, that there is a problem, and hey, let's figure out a way to move forward.
But what I knew was real was that I was seeing my child melt down and say he wanted to die and he's stupid and all of that. And so, I just knew there had to be something that could be done. But I just remember thinking, how many parents just go away at that point? And how do you not conclude that that's what they're hoping will happen?
I think one of the harder parts is that it wasn't working. And the school was not, even if you send an email, you're like a difficult parent. And we just wanted to help her. Every kid deserves to read, and that was just so frustrating.
I mean, you bring up like a really important thing. Like we've been using the word dyslexia a lot here today. In the school, at least the school that we're at, they won't use that word. It's just a learning disability.
I think all along there was a sense of we need to do something, but we didn't really know what that something was. And then eventually we did hear about Feller, and I told Colin about it. Hey, there's this school in Verona, and it's for dyslexic kids. And he immediately said, I need to go there.
I mean, I had a lot of doubt because that wasn't my experience, and it's not really common. But ultimately I thought, okay, there's different modes of learning. Sorry. And you have to use the one that's best. And if it's non-traditional, but if that's what works. So that's how I thought, okay, let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, it was really cool. I mean, just to have that news story hit while we were watching it, which was, like I said, we rarely watch television, and we learned more about Feller School, and we're able to contact Kim and got to visit the school.
Here we were coming from this where we had really big, beautiful schools, and our conversation was, it's not like how big and beautiful, it's what's inside like the building, and I just had a really good feeling about what was inside the building.
We applied and we were waiting to find out if we got in. And, he was anxiously like, did we get in? Did we get in? And I said, how will you feel if, one way or the other about it? And he said, well, I feel like if I don't get in, I'm not going to learn this year. But if I do get in, then I have a chance to actually learn. And so he saw it as something that, was really going to help him. And I think he was right, because I think he knew that it just wasn't working for him where he was. And I don't think he wanted to go through another year of feeling dumb. And so this was, an opportunity that could, for lack of a better word, save him from having to go through that again.
Well, I wasn't very sure at first, and it's like, when you go to a new school, you don't really have any friends, unless you've already, of course, met them. But after, 3 days, it got better, and, I started meeting new friends and just having a good all-around time and learning. But, at the very first, I'm like, I hope I learn here. I need to. And I did.
I see huge differences in her reading. Number one, she can read, but just the way she talks about reading, I can see her using the techniques that she learns here.
I think life now at home is pretty normal. Colin has a lot of interests. He likes to, as Dave said, he likes to read, he likes to play video games. He's just a normal kid, which is awesome. Now we're preparing for middle school next year.
I think kids feed off of your energy as a parent. I think I'm more calm. I think we were both stressed out about it. She gets home, she can play with a friend. If she has an activity, she can do it. And we're done for the day until we read at night at bedtime.
Like you're saying, there's not a test for that in school. Where they're going to test your reading, they're going to test your math, but are they going to test, are you a good person? Is there a metric for niceness? Is there a metric for empathy? There's not, but she has all those things. And I know, to me, I'm like, those are the skills that are going to get you through life. Those are the skills that are going to make you get along with people at work. That's how you navigate life, but you do have to know how to read too.
I guess I would say what Feller has done for Colin is to give him back a happiness that he had lost and give him a chance at success in the future that he might not have had he not come here. Right now, I think, the world is his oyster and he can be successful, and I give a lot of credit to Feller for that.
Yeah, same way. It's a place that allows him to be a normal school child and have the same fighting chance as everybody else to succeed.
I would say it's scary to maybe switch over, and it was a scary, but I would say pull the trigger, do it, get your kid tested, be an advocate. It's just been such a better school year for us. Avery has grown so much.
You kind of have to experience something first to realize. You have to take a plunge of faith, I think, for something that's radically different from your experience or your knowledge base. But that's like a lot of life, it's scary and you don't know until you take that step.
Well, really it is your decision, but it's always better to go with what your gut tells you. But even if your gut tells you to go to the same school, I just say think a little deeper and think about what you need instead of what you want.
If I was to sum up what Feller School means to me in one sentence, I would say it's a path forward for Avery, and she didn't have that before.
I've enjoyed watching him bloom, and now he's no longer the seed in the ground, he's the tree that's growing, so